This week, Detroit and Wayne County were hit with a lawsuit that ties into the mass overtaxation of Detroit homeowners. A Detroit News investigation figures the inflated assessments amounted to at least $600 million, perhaps more. The lawsuit alleges homeowners weren't given near enough time to appeal their assessments. The lead attorney on the case is Sam Schoenberg with Goldman, Ishmael, Tomaselli, Brennan, and Baum of Chicago, and he's with us this morning. Sam, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks so much for having me.
This is an interesting way of getting at this suit. And so for starters, I think a lot of Detroiters are very upset about the over-assessment, the over-taxation that they faced. And yet this is really based around them getting notice about that. So why don't we start with why you're going at it that way rather than the broader problem of these assessments are way out of line for a lot of people.
Sure. And the problems are hand in hand, but the suit really discusses a citywide violation of constitutional due process that occurred with these assessment notices going out late. So due process is guaranteed by the U.S. and Michigan constitutions, and it means when the government's going to take your property like a tax, it has to give you notice of that and have to give you an opportunity to be heard or to appeal. So in Detroit in 2017, the residential property tax assessment notices were all sent out. Every single one of them said that there was a deadline to appeal of February 18th of that year. But data that we found and that forms the basis of this suit shows that none of those assessment notices were sent out until just 4 days before that deadline on February 14th.
Now, the city says they got the notices out. Their response so far has been, look, we did get the notices out a week late, rather than telling people that they still had to get their appeal notice within that same amount of time. Not only did we give them an extra week because it was a week late, we gave them 2 extra weeks. What's wrong with their explanation?
Well, there's a couple of problems that we see with that. One is, in the FOIA request that I mentioned forms the basis of this suit, the documents show that 263,000 plus pieces of mail were mailed on February 14th, and we've provided you those documents. We hope you can.
Yeah, we're going to put them on the website so you can see it.
Listeners see. So we just don't see in the documents how these could have been sent any earlier than when we allege.
I think there was a mass mail out of Valentine's.
Getting your property tax assessment's a great Valentine's.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the extension that was announced, we don't want to say the city can't announce an extension, but what they did here still denied everyone due process because of what the notices said, and that said that the deadline had already passed.
At the meat of this, we've known going way back, more like 7 or 8 years, that the city properties were being vastly overassessed. A lot of that was coming out of the Great Recession, and then, of course, it coincided with the city's trip through bankruptcy. But at the heart of this, you had people who actually ended up losing their homes because of delinquent tax bills, right?
Exactly, and that's a key part of this lawsuit as well, because for years, and it's been widely publicized, as you mentioned, the city of Detroit's been overassessing people. And it's actually an unlawful overassessment in most cases because the Michigan Constitution sets a limit at how much a city can tax your property. They can only tax it at 50% of its actual value. And for years, Detroit's been assessing properties, especially the lowest valued properties, at way above that 50% point. So those are illegal under the Michigan Constitution.
I think you would allow, it is very complicated to figure out property values in a city like Detroit, where you have vast blocks that have been left abandoned. Isn't that a tougher ask? Now, the city also says, I should point out, that that was all true until 2017, when they did this mass reassessment, and that corrected most of what was wrong for so many years. So those two problems there.
Sure,
together.
I'll take the second one first. This is not strictly part of our lawsuit as we filed it, but as part of this effort, a professor from the University of Chicago Harris School of Public Policy, Chris Berry, analyzed the city's data, the data that the city provided after the 2017 reassessments, and found that the city is still overassessing properties at a pretty high rate, and one of the worst that he's seen in a comparison of other cities. And that report's on his website. It's been provided to the city. As it comes to our problem, this lawsuit brings in, tries to hold accountable those who took money from people who shouldn't have had to pay it. And that's why Wayne County is also part of this lawsuit. We allege that Wayne County has been unjustly enriched by having a role in the overassessment process. And that's because of a couple of things. One, the county plays a key role in the assessment process through an exercise called equalization that by law they have to do every single year and make sure that the cities within the county and the municipalities that are under their jurisdiction assess basically equally and fairly across the county. And so they have responsibility for the assessments in that way. And also it's the county that gets the proceeds.
They are the beneficiaries.
From foreclosure auctions, from 18% interest levied on people who are delinquent on their taxes. And so there's a lot of...
That will come as a shock to some to find that the delinquency, the fee that you were charged by the county for being late is 18%, which is very much loan shark territory. The problem here is, and you don't specify an amount of what you want. We're all going to assume it's many, many millions of dollars. These are taxes that go to, a lot of it goes to the schools. Now, this isn't your problem, where the money comes from when you get paid out, if it should come to that. But doesn't it end up hurting an area and a bunch of institutions and groups that are already under great financial stress, like schools?
Well, it's certainly not our goal to stress those even further. But the fact is, the city and the county, and we also allege the state, which had control of the city's assessment division during 2017 when these all went out, each of these entities have violated citizens' rights, and they should be held accountable for that. And it's really up to them how they figure out how to do that.
Do you have any idea, it's a class action suit, do you have any idea how many people you suppose in the end you'll be representing and how many people were affected?
So I think it's important to say that we've limited the class to resident homeowners in 2017, so only those...
Not just property owners.
Not just property owners, people who owned their home in 2017 and actually lived there, because this is not designed to benefit those investors who gobbled up lots of land. We don't know those exact figures yet. Also included in the suit, though, are not just any homeowner who received an improper assessment, and we allege every homeowner received an improper assessment notice, but those who overpaid because they were overassessed, those who fell delinquent, and those who are subject to foreclosure. And it will be a process of working with the city to figure out who exactly falls into each of those buckets and how much they might be owed.
And it'll obviously going to boil down to when those assessment notices went out. You've provided the evidence, which we'll put on clickondetroit.com. The city says all you have to do is check Google to see that they went out on time. And of course, there's the rub between the two sides. Right. Sam, thank you very much for laying the groundwork.
Thanks so much for having me.
You bet. We'll be back with more on Flashpoint right after this.